AITA for asking my wife to dress more modestly around my stepdad. I can't believe I'm in this situation, as I never thought I'd be trying to control my partner's attire, as I was raised by a single mom who made it clear that was not okay, but here we are. My beautiful wife Kaylee has never been too into revealing clothes, as she has some body insecurities and it just isn't her vibe. Her style is much more 1950s meets Disney princess. She loves anything poofy, frou-frou or flowered, and I think she looks great. However, in the past year, ever since my mom got married, I noticed she has worn more revealing clothes when around my mom and her new husband. We'll call him Evan. It started off as tighter skirts and dresses, and I didn't think much of it. Now she wears full-on crop tops and the shortest dresses imaginable every time we see them. To be clear, Evan has never been inappropriate or given me a reason to think there is anything going on. He is actually cold and rude to both of us, but a social butterfly around everyone else. My main issue is my mom. She thinks it is hilarious. She is suddenly insisting on all of these family pictures when she was never into that before. I saw her once acting like she was going to put his hand on my wife's butt. Evan got his hand away before I could intervene and told her that was not funny. My mom will ask Evan if my wife looks nice and bust out giggling IDK how to not sound like a dick, but Evan has a body type, and I don't think this is it. I'm only saying this because I've seen my mom and his ex, and they could wear each other's clothes. The final straw was we recently were out and everyone was tipsy. My mom is super lightweight and cannot handle liquor. My mom shoved Evan into my wife and began laughing hysterically. Evan acted disgusted and immediately tried throwing my mom in the pool, as if they were somehow equally bad. When we got to the car, I got annoyed and asked Kaylee why she only dresses like this around the two of them. I said most people, if they were going to dress differently, would dress more modest for their in-laws. I also said it hurts that she won't wear some of this stuff on date nights, as I would enjoy it. Kaylee blew up and said I don't get dictate her wardrobe, and she is allowed to embrace being SXI. She said she dresses for her and not me, so I questioned why she only does it around the two of them, and my wife yelled that I should be more concerned that my mom assaulted her with the pushing. First comment: IMO, your wife hates your mother, period. Being seen as attractive is intended as a competitive jab at your mother. It doesn't mean she actually wants Evan. She wants to win as the most desirable. Chances are, if Evan actually responded positively, she'd get creeped out and stop. I'm the mother, and this sort of happened to me 2 years ago, not with a daughter-in-law, like your situation, but a young woman whom I invited to board with my then husband and I. I was 51, but I certainly don't get treated like an old lady ever. I hate saying it, but I get attention even if I'm not looking for it. She was 19 and desperately wanted to be the hottest. Her behavior with my husband was really transparent. Like your mother, I laughed it off. She was super cute, absolutely, but she was 12 years younger than our daughter. My then husband's attitude was sure. If he was young and single, he'd be super flattered, but because of the age gap, it felt creepy to think of her as anything but a child. She was just an insecure kid who thought that all she had going for her was male attention, which she did get an awful lot. She wanted to feel more desirable than me, not out of hatred, but because her self-esteem was tied to her looks. He pretended not to notice and continued to treat her like extended family. We witnessed our own daughter's teenage antics for attention from others and knew she'd probably outgrow the behavior just like our own kid did. I didn't push back and never felt threatened. I sort of went into mom mode and gave her lots of praise for other things she was good at, for the kinder parts of her personality. I validated when she had a new cute dress or highlights in her hair, or when she was worried about a boy not liking her at that age. I can't say man, LOL. If my then husband had actually gone for it, she would have been so disgusted, LOL. He was very, very, very far from anyone she'd acknowledge, even online. I don't know what you might take away from my experience, but there it is. Second comment, NTA, but your wife and mother are. It's a red flag that your wife only dresses like that around your stepdad. It's a huge boundary crossed that your mother keeps trying to literally shove your wife at her husband, to his discomfort and displeasure. Does your mom have a kink where she wants to watch another woman with her husband? Cause Evan does not sound into it at all. It sounds like she is at the very least making fun of your wife's obvious crush and trying to prove she isn't threatened by it, but she's going too far, assaulting your GF and moving his hand to essentially assault, well, both him and your wife, since he was not a willing participant. If you feel the need to visit your mother, who is acting childish, and your stepdad, who you say is always cold to you, I'd start doing it without your wife. Edited to add after reading some of your comments, why are you with your wife? She's ruined your relationship with your mother, wore white to her wedding, and is now trying to seduce her husband, and you're just ... sitting there watching her do it? Man up. Tell her you're not controlling what she wears, but you are laying down a boundary about the way she acts around your parents, that her behavior needs to change, because you are done with her petty games. And if she's more interested in trying to piss off your mother by acting a fool for your stepfather, rather than focusing on her own marriage, that tells you all you need to know. Third comment, AITA. Having read through all your comments, just wow. What a whirlwind. You're not only in awe for asking your wife to dress more modestly, but in awe in general. You dictate how your mother should act toward you, and you're so. You are caustic towards your mother because she wasn't warm when she first met your GF, who later became your wife. Dictating behavior seems to be in your wheelhouse. Look, your mom can act however she chooses. She's an autonomous being. As an equally autonomous being, you respond. The worst responses are the ones your wife has been using, especially since your mom's initial behavior to your wife was many years ago. Here are appropriate responses. Oh, drama is beginning between mom and wife. Let's leave, wifey. Don't let the crap storm continue. But I'll tell you why I think you allow it. You secretly enjoy your wife creating a spectacle. You're angry at your mother. She has money and you want it without having to deal with her BS. You get some secret joy in seeing your mom possibly made uncomfortable through your side because she's not made your life a complete easy street by just giving you money with no strings attached. This is the biggest reason why AITA. Fourth comment. Ordinarily, I'd say that it's okay to dress less modestly around family because it's the place where absolutely no inappropriate sex or sexual advances will be happening. As such, under most circumstances, I'd say you are the ah. However, it's quite clear that your wife finds your new father-in-law attractive, and it's just as clear that the father-in-law does not find your wife attractive. Fifth comment. Our mother knows something you don't. Your entire family is F-king with you. Evan is the only one who is ashamed of this behavior in front of you. If your wife is dressing SXI only in front of him, there is a reason. There is a reason your mother is acting like your stepdad thinks she's attractive, and she thinks your wife is dressing SER around him for a reason. Sit your mother down and say you're considering divorcing your wife and you want to know immediately why she, your mother, is acting like her husband sexually assaulting your wife is fucking hilarious. If she won't answer, add in that right now you're thinking about divorce, and then going no contact with her as her behavior is fucking disgusting, outrageous, and is destroying your relationship with your wife and her. You need to get some truth out of them. Something is going on. At the very least, you should simply stop going and visiting them. If she suddenly starts going to visit them without you, again, something is up. Where this goes from here is up to you and your wife. Every married person is going to run into people outside the marriage whom they find attractive. Sometimes those people must be a part of your life because they're family or co-workers. How you act on that attraction is what determines your faithfulness. Some couples are comfortable sharing with each other who they find attractive, knowing that no jealousy or unfaithfulness will be occurring as a result. Some couples are not. Either way, finding someone attractive on its own is not cheating. Now, even if your wife takes it beyond attraction and tries seduction, it seems likely that your wife is going to run into another barrier. Her father-in-law does not want her. Eventually, that's going to dawn on her, and she'll be hurt by that rejection, and she'll repent of her actions. But you have nothing to worry about here, other than your wife's having a childish crush,